Hey everybody, welcome back. Northernlion plays the Binding of Isaac Afterbirth Plus. We can't lose in some ways. Every 5 runs, we win 5. Sometimes on 20 we lose, but we don't lose early. We don't lose early. By the way, here's your seed. R4HSBOWF. F? That's not a letter. Have I told you, was it in this series that I, and as you can tell, we're in a YOLO mood here. We just took that pill right off the bat. And Virgo, hold on, it's been a while since I recognized this. What the heck is a super magnet? I got so overwhelmed immediately. Was it in this series where I was talking about how annoying it is to me that 0 and O look exactly the same? That was a bit from recent videos that resonated with people quite a lot. I feel like it's the plebeian response to be like, oh, just put a line through it. No, we should have demanded better. I mean, I wasn't alive when, you know, the English language was created, and by created, I mean slowly pieced together from other languages, but, you know, we really just used O and 0. It's like, how did that happen? Hey, we need a, you know, 18th letter of the alphabet. Actually, O is probably a little closer to, like, you know, maybe 16, but you know what? I'm going to take a stab on that one. You ready? I said 16. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. It's 15. How about that? Pretty close. It's like The Price is Right. You can be off by 1 as long as, well, no, not as long as it's over. Anyway, moving on. Hey, we need a 15th letter of the alphabet. Oh, don't worry, my friend Numbers, he's got a great one. And plus it's 0, you never use it. You never have 0 apples. You just say, I don't have any apples. And okay, we don't need to go down this road. It is a Friday today, very exciting, TGIF and all that. Not sure what I'm gonna do on the weekend, dude. The weekends, they're dynamic, they're resolved at runtime. They are not resolved at compile time. You can make all the plans in the world. The only thing that survives from compilation to runtime is a pre-scheduled doctor's appointment. Those are fine. Anything else occasionally gets a little spicy. You never know. Hold on. We do want to check, I think. We do want to check. It's Tinted Rock City. We would love to get a Spirit Heart. I should say Spirit Heart City. This run is really, it's got a great chance. It is in kind of a bit of a dicey spot early. Now that would be a great pun if we were playing as Isaac. Unfortunately, we're not. The Tears upgrade pill, honestly, is like... if it had been a Tears downgrade pill, I would be so annoying right now. Like, you wouldn't be able to even watch the rest of the episode. I would probably be just grumpy and, like, embarrassing to listen to. But instead... we got a Tears upgrade, so everything's a little bit more palatable. It's like when a restaurant... oh, you know what it's like? It's like when you were gonna buy something, but then it's, you know, you go to the store and it's on sale. Sometimes you know, again, pre-COVID, you go to a restaurant and they'd be like, hey, just so you know, it's happy hour, so that appetizer you were gonna order, it's half price right now. You'd be like, oh my god. Although I will say, a half-price appetizer, don't get me wrong, it's a great sale most of the time, but it also makes you wonder what the margin's like on that appetizer to begin with, that they can afford to cut 50% off without destroying their business. I guess, you know what you never see? Sometimes you see 50% off all appetizers. We'll take. You never see 50% off French fries. I think they're just, it's an inelastic good up to a certain point. Like if you're selling, what would I expect French fries to be as? Well, if you're getting them, it depends. A shareable French fry basket in the appetizer or shares section or starters, honestly wouldn't be surprised to see that go for like $5 or $6. Usually, you know, as a side, we're talking about, you know, it depends. I mean, if you're at McDonald's, you're talking about like a couple bucks, right? But if you're not at McDonald's, if you're at some place where you sit down and another human being, not a robot, comes around and goes like, hey, what'll you have? I think we're talking like $5 or $6. Maybe as much as $7.50 if you're going to a place that, you know, they know they can flex on you a little bit. Well, this is a gimme. This is not a gimme, but give it to me anyway. You never see the fries go on sale, though. I think it's because... Would more people order them if they were $2.50? Probably, yes. Would the bulk of the populace still order them at the price that they're at? I would say probably yes. I really think that's why, like, fries are so overrepresented in... Let's go, dude! How does... Because it's Virgo! Let's go! We should have taken the one on the other floor. But what I was gonna say is that I always feel like fries are so overrepresented in, like, restaurant side dishes. Just because, I mean, first off, I'll admit, I can't deny the inherent deliciousness. I have many times in the past talked about how I actually feel like versus salads, fries are a little overrated. I always feel like salads, the optics is that they are healthy but don't taste as good. You can get a salad that is less healthy than French fries. You can definitely get a salad that tastes better, in my opinion. But regardless, if you're already paying restaurant prices supporting local businesses with takeout during the COVID regulations, do you really want to, you know, do a substitution that's going to cost you even more money? I hear you. If you can substitute fries for a house salad or a garden salad with no substitution cost, I often will. But if you have to pay like an extra $2.50 to upgrade to like a Caesar salad or something like that, it's like, come on, man. Just give me the French fries. Life's too short to... You're nickel and diming me out of everything here. Pretty soon I'm going to have nothing left. I'm not even going to be able to afford the Pizookie. That's a pizza cookie from Papa John's. Anyway. Moving on. We have been ordering... I mean, we've been having a lot of our meals, honestly, taken care of by my mom because she's here. And, it's been pretty sweet, let me tell you. And I don't say this to be glib or just to be humorous. It's very nice to just have someone around that just cooks your meals for you. You can see why, like, the super rich will hire, like, a personal chef. I like cooking, don't get me wrong. Time is at a little bit of a premium with the baby, so, you know, we have all these meal prep things that come in. Sometimes you're like, I don't know if I could make, baked pesto salmon tonight. You know, it's going to take 25 minutes just to preheat the oven, and then we got to give her a bath tonight, and yada, yada, yada. Last night, my mom was like, oh, I'll just cook that. She just cooked it. She didn't even eat it. She ate earlier. Of course, we said thank you. I'm just saying, it's a beautiful situation. You forget, because it has been a while. We're not going to take goat head. I want it, don't get me wrong, but we're not going to take goat head. It's been a while since I was taken care of, like, in many ways. I mean, like, my wife and I, we take care of each other. But, you know, it's a little different than the type of care that, like, your mother does for you. At least it's different than the type of care my mom does for me. And I've previously stressed, like, I would feel guilty. And when, you know, the first little bit that she was here... I was like, I don't want you to do any chores. Are you crazy? Like, we're grown adults, even with the baby. We're like, having a baby's not that hard. Now we're starting to get a little fatigued from time to time, and we're like, yeah, go ahead, cook it. Thank you. That would be nice. But, you know, like, if I just stopped taking care of myself completely, if I stopped, oh, well, I guess it disappears, huh? If I stopped helping out around the house, like, at all... my wife would justifiably be upset, and I would be upset with her if the same thing came to pass. But with a mother, or at least with my mother, there's like a non-conditional level of like... I mean, I guess I'm starting to get it as a parent, you know? Like, you wouldn't believe this. I know it's going to sound biased. My baby has not changed her own diaper one time. I know! It's highly ignorant. I'm like, come on, just and yet she keeps pooping herself. That's if she promised to change, then that would be one thing. But she just keeps pooping herself. It's honestly like I shouldn't put up with it much longer. Maybe only like another couple of years or so. So that's the joke. But we got like a, you know, the expression "poop rolls downhill," which is the idea behind that idiom is that. It's largely like an employee sort of expression. It's like if in the workforce organizationally, you know, if your boss gets yelled at, then they're gonna pass it down the line. They're gonna yell it to you. Or if like they get a responsibility that they don't want, they're gonna be like, hey team, like your manager gets yelled at by the VP. Right? Then, or the VP yells at the manager yells at the associate manager, then the associate manager yells at the you know, employees, and then the employees that have worked there for longer are going to yell at the employees that have, you know, been there for less tenure. We've got, like, the opposite expression right now. It's like S rolls uphill, at least generationally. The baby's got Kate and me a little bit tired, a little bit fatigued, so some of the responsibilities of running our household have passed to my parents. Now, unfortunately, they can't pass one generation higher than that because we're estranged. See, it's good news. It's not. They're still alive. The parents on, or my grandparents on my mom's side. We're just irreconcilable differences. See, you thought you were gonna get bummed out. Instead, it's more of like a, oh, we can smile about it. It's been a long time. Anyway, it's been nice, honestly. All my mom wants to do is help us out around the house. And in exchange, I have to hear about all of the murders that have ever happened in my hometown. I think it's, honestly, I like hearing about them, so it's a pretty good trade. But earlier today, you know, we were hanging out. She was like, you know, it reminds me of this murder case back home where, like, you know, and then she was telling me this gruesome story about how, like this woman got stabbed like 22 times and someone cut out a piece of her quadricep, and then and she was going on and on about all these gruesome details, and I was like, we were just talking about like like Christmas or something like that, and how did that remind you of that? But I was like, oh, I gotta look that one up. And I'm not like morbidly fascinated with stuff like that, but if they ever make like a Forensic Files episode on it, Jolene Watson was minding her own business. She would light up a room when she went in. I shouldn't make fun of it. I'm making fun of the show, not the situation, to be clear. Anyway, it is a Friday. What's going on? Oh, nothing much. You know, I just booked a cruise. We were thinking of taking a flight soon. I just got back for the movies. Watch, you see that hot new movie that just came out? What do you think's up? Nothing. Is baby and Netflix. That's nah. We can do better. We can do better. We can do better than that. We can do better than that. Ooh, I'll take it. I'm not too super impressed, but I'll take it. It's baby Netflix. You know, baby Disney Plus, baby Amazon Prime Video, baby Deezer, baby CBS All Access. Can I tell you, I'm a little embarrassed, but I have been thinking about adding one more streaming service. And the streaming service doesn't exist yet, but the word on the street, the rumor mill, is churning, saying that the Discovery Channel is about to launch its own monthly streaming service. You might say, NL, why would you want the Discovery Channel? I don't want the Discovery Channel. But you know who the Discovery Channel owns? TLC. Oh, baby. Now you see where I'm going here. Access to streaming 90 Day Fiancé at my leisure. I was gonna say yes please, but actually like I pretty much stopped watching the show. We can't have another episode where I rag on TLC, okay? All I'm gonna say is that like I think you could do a pretty easy tier list of TLC shows. There's and what I'm about to say is gonna sound a little, you know, offensive or maybe even indelicate. Or vice versa, like indelicate or maybe even a little offensive. The shows where you're kind like guilt-free, kind of like human interest stories, extreme couponing, extreme cheapskates, etc., etc. Just sort of fun to watch. Slightly guilty pleasures like 90 Day Fiancé. You might say it's more than slightly guilty, but really, like, I hate to be like a jerk about it. Most of the time when you're laughing at people on 90 Day Fiancé, you're laughing at kind of like terrible people. Not to be rude, But well, yes, to be rude, I suppose. I can't really shy away from that. But I've seen the kind of stuff you guys say on Twitter. You're sending, like, former New York City mayors death threats and stuff like that. And yet, when I make fun of somebody, you know, from Toledo, Ohio, who tried to buy a wife from Brazil, all of a sudden I'm the jerk. Okay. Honestly, I thought I was a hero of the resistance, but I guess not. But either way, moving on. Those are like B tier, you know, you can get some, it's, you know, kind of fun to watch from time to time. And then there's, I hate to say it, but just shows that are unremarkable. Like, there's a show called My Big Fat Fabulous Life. And, you know, I'm not denying that there could be a place for this show to perhaps, you know, bring some comfort to people. But for the most part, it's just the lady kind of, like, living her life. Is she overweight? Yes, she is. But, like, you know, so am I. Right now, at least. I mean, it's just, I'm not saying, where's my TV show? I'm just like, I don't really get it. I'm like, okay, yeah, you got problems? Everybody's got problems. The problems aren't even, you know, related to the title of the show most of the time. Sometimes the problems are just like, you know, she had a fight with her boyfriend. And I'm like, that's not, you know, that's just like a domestic situation. I don't see why you got to bring, you know, a BMI into it. But, you know, again, I understand that the show's not for me, but it could be for other people. And then the other one is just shows that are like, now we're getting into stuff where I just feel bad. Like some shows on TLC, I'm just like, man, it's not on TLC, but both Hoarders and Intervention fit the bill on that one. There was a time where I watched them, and I was like, this show is pretty cool. I mean, not cool, like, it's a laugh a minute, but, like, you know, I was like, oh, I gleaned something from this show. Now I'm just like, I don't think it's stopping anytime soon, so now it just makes me depressed, I guess. So I've been watching a lot of the Cooking Channel. Not the Food Network, but the Cooking Channel, where they actually cook some food. And that's Good Eats. Like, literally, Alden Brown's early 2000s television program, Good Eats, airs on it all the time. And I gotta tell you, I gotta extol the virtues one more time of the show Parking Wars. Look, it's not necessarily feel-great entertainment, because there are people getting parking tickets and occasionally yelling at the people that gave them parking tickets. But, you know, it's a parking ticket. And I gotta be honest, you know, most of the time I want to say, I mean, here's the thing. You can't really say they deserve it, but you also can't really say they don't deserve it. Like, they are parked illegally. Oh, NL, do you support the laws of Metro Detroit and how you can't park with the nose of your vehicle poking out even like a millimeter past the curb? I'm going to be honest with you. I would need to read a little bit more into the bylaws of the city in order to understand that. But you know, it's against the law. I don't think you should call the lady an MFer just because you don't want to pay your ticket. You know, I don't necessarily support the system of, well, you know what? I kind of do. I don't think, like, obviously it sucks to get a parking ticket. We've gotten parking tickets before. It's very annoying. It's exclusively caused via ignorance for us. Well, no. One time I got a parking ticket. Look, the bank said parking for customers only. I was not a customer of that bank. We went to another business, and we had a ticket on our car when we came back. You know what I said? First I said I'll never bank with that bank ever in my life. That's not a mature response. Once the anger subsided, I recognized that I was in the wrong. Even if I feel like, you know, the offense didn't match the $50 or $60 ticket, I was like, that is my fault. So I paid the ticket and I learned a valuable lesson, you know? I got a ticket once on, we took Kate's dad out for dinner on his birthday. This was like 3 or 4 years ago. We paid for 2 hours of parking. We left the restaurant about 2 hours and 1 second after the parking was paid for, and we had a ticket. That one I was a little salty about. I'm not going to deny that. And then we did have our car towed once, which was ignorance, but also, like, completely deserved. We parked in an area that, like, from, like, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., it's a lane, but then Or it's parking, I should say, but then as soon as rush hour traffic starts, it's a lane. So it got towed. And, you know, when it got towed, I was like, I didn't know. That's my mistake. But most of the parking offenses I see on Parking Wars are crimes of convenience, and that's annoying to me. Like, if someone illegally parks out of ignorance, you know, it's not a good thing. It impedes traffic. Or if they're, you know, they're parked in a handicap spot illegally or whatever. You know, and they weren't paying attention, that's one thing. Not good, but it's one thing. But the people who are like, you know, oh, it says no parking, but I'm just going to choose to ignore that because I'm just going to be a second. Not going to say I've never done it, but when you see them get dinged, you're like, you know what? You're not happy to see them get dinged with a parking ticket. However, when they start to get lippy with the parking authority agent, then you go, you know what? Now I'm happy you got a ticket, you so-and-so. You jerk. You got no talent. You're flat. Let me out, please. I really thought we could squeeze it. Anyway, I'm not sweating the HP too much here, considering we do have the Relic, as well as Maw of the Void, as well as Satanic Bible. This is going to be a mighty quick one. Do I take the side of the parking authority? Like, I already know how this one's going out of context, right? I can see it. I read the comments. I know where it's going. Oh, NL, supporting the big city against the little guy. No, that's not what it's like. Oh, you're gonna, oh, this guy driving his BMW illegally parked and now he's gonna yell at someone making minimum wage because it makes you feel like a big shot, huh? Wow, that must make you feel really big. Just because I got a Mercedes, I can park wherever I want. Yeah, who's the elite now, jerk? Whoa, we can make it. You don't take things out of context with me. Don't start bad faith arguments. I got the worst faith out of any of you. I'll have you stuttering and sputtering. Well, that's not really what I meant, but I just need a second to get out of here. Lemon party? Feels like I'm walking on sunshine. Anyway, I now realize we're too late in the episode for me to pivot. I apologize for the television episode. We do have too many streaming services. The problem, you know, is one of the streaming services has got to take an L so that another one can get better. I know we've gone on this tangent before, and I think it applies to the Steam versus Epic debate. But anyway, we don't need to get into that because I got unpopular opinions. But my unpopular opinion, by the way, is not Epic is better than Steam. I would never say that. Is the level of competition doing good things for the consumer is where I would maybe put my chips on and be like, yeah, you know, perhaps there are some data security concerns. I do not disagree. Mostly because I am not qualified to agree or disagree. I don't really know. I haven't dug into the source code myself. However, are free games for the consumer sweet? Yes. Selfishly, is the creator code sweet? Yeah, but like, let's not even mention that because I think it makes my case weaker. But anyway, it's one of those things where everybody's always like, competition is good, and then instead of getting everything on the Netflix monopoly for $11 a month, all of a sudden you're like, well, I would like HBO to finish off Game of Thrones and watch Watchmen and Lovecraft Country, and HBO Max has Raised by Wolves and is getting Wonder Woman 1984, so I gotta have my HBO Max. And then, well, like, okay, well, honestly, like, I hate to do it, but The Mandalorian is so good. Let me get Disney Plus. So I got Disney Plus, and then, well, that's really the only ones we have on top of Netflix. But it never seems to end now. I remember where I drew the line. It was when Jordan Peele's Twilight Zone show came out, and it was like, you need to get CBS All Access. I said, you know what? CBS can, I was gonna say, suck my All Access. Which doesn't even make any sense, but you're not gonna get me on CBS All Access with a mid-tier Star Trek show or 2 mid-tier Star Trek shows and a bad Twilight Zone remake, okay? You got to do a little bit better. Don't be cowards. Make Survivor exclusive to... Well, I guess it already is exclusive to CBS. But anyway, you get where I'm coming at this one from. We're the heavy hitters. I want to... Because the streaming landscape went through this where, like, you know... Sometimes a big streamer would get banned from a platform and they'd be like, I'm streaming exclusively on this shady Bitcoin mining. Well, it's not shady. Hold on. Because of the blockchain, you can tell where it's perfectly fine. Don't read the documents. There's a lot of them. Anyway, for now, thanks for watching. That was a fast and easy one. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Of course, subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. See ya!